Okay, so this took place in 2017. It was over the summer, and around the time, in the area where I lived, there had been, I think, two robberies prior in like the past week or two. I want to say it was in like the past 2 weeks or the past month, and two other stores had been robbed. And my nerves were kind of bad because I worked at a gas station overnight and I worked alone. So um, I didn't know if they was going to continue robbing people or what was going to happen. But I continued going to work like everything was normal. And one night in particular, I um I ended up getting robbed. So it was a really slow day. Not too many people were coming in, and I was working on my normal schedule, like doing things that I usually do when I'm at work. So, around 3:30 in the morning, I was taking my not smoke break, my restroom breaks, and and I came back from the restroom and I put my hoodie on, my jacket on because I was getting ready to go in the cooler because every night I was stocking the cooler, or every night that I worked I would stock the cooler. So I'm in there with my hoodie on, and I started looking at my phone. I was very distracted. I was not paying attention to what was going on. And I look up from my phone, and it's three people in here asking me for the money out the register. And so when I saw them, they were all really short. So I assumed, it's some kids in here, playing with me. So I asked them, "Are you serious?" And they was like, "Give us the money." And so they jumped behind the counter, and um, they didn't really get that much out the registers because at the time we were only allowed to keep $15 in the register, and um, they got more money out the safe, but I don't think it was too much. I'm not sure. Anyway, um, they took some tobacco products, and somebody tried to take a blanket round out the box and ended up dropping the whole box on the floor, and I thought that was kind of funny. And right before the last person walked out, because there was three of them, but two of them had ran off, and one was left in the store. And right before he walked out, he stared at me, and I didn't really like understand what that was, but he stared at me and he walked out, and I I pushed a little panic button under the register to call the police. So I had pushed the panic button, and then I had pushed the panic button on a necklace that we have, or that we used to have, and I immediately called my best friend that worked at the store across the street, and I told her, I just got robbed, locked the door, and she asked if I called the police, and I told her no, which I didn't, and she told me to call the police and hung up the phone on me. So I I I fuck, I forgot. Oh no, let me keep going. So I called the police, and they didn't take too long to come. I called my boss and he came, and I called my mom and she came, and she was crying. And what else happened? I think that's about it. I feel like I could elaborate on some stuff a little more, but I don't want to get into that too much, just because that happened so long ago, and I'm really like, this is what I feel like is my final step in like healing from the whole situation. So this happened in 2017, and I recently quit that job like a month ago. So I stayed up there for years after this happened. um when my boss realized that I wasn't quitting, he made sure he had somebody stay up there to work with me. Um, stay up there to work with me for like a couple days so that my nerves weren't too bad. And then whenever she wasn't there anymore, I um I would just lock the door until I saw somebody was coming in, because I honestly was scared. And um I think that's about it. I don't think there's really anything else to say. If you have any questions, you can feel free to ask, because I um I feel like I'm open to answering questions about it now, because it's been so long. Okay, so as I was saying, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than willing to answer. And I will see you in the next video. Yachi!